Now that was more like it. What's up, everyone? Bass here. Packers just finished their Week 2 game, Sunday Night Football against the Chicago Bears, where they won 27-10. So let's quickly go over my instant thoughts, reactions, and breakdowns to this game. So first of which, I'm going to start on this offense. Aaron Rodgers went 19 of 25, 234 yards and 2 touchdowns, moving to 5-0 after a Week 1 loss. Aaron Rodgers usually plays pretty well after a Week 1 loss. Like I said, 4-0, average of like 3 touchdowns, so he pretty much put up the same numbers as what he's used to averaging after a Week 1 loss, and this offense looked a lot better. Now, I still do have my concerns with the intermediate to deep receiving. Now, Sammy Watkins did have that long reception of 55 yards and finished 3 receptions, 93 yards. He was their leading receiver, so nice to finally see a wide receiver get more than 50 yards. We didn't see that last week. And in general, this game was all about Aaron Jones. I said it all week. I said it pregame. I predicted 180 scrimmage yards from Aaron Jones. He got 170, so I was pretty close there. I said the Packers need to feed Aaron Jones. Last week, 8 touches, 9.5 yards per touch. You got to feed this guy. Aaron Jones is a star. This offense is built around Aaron Jones, and he proved that tonight. 15 carries, 132 yards, 1 touchdown rushing, 3 receptions, 38 yards receiving with also a touchdown. Aaron Jones was the entire offense today, and he balled out. It seemed every single play he made someone miss. He broke a tackle, extended the play, yards after contact. Aaron Jones was a monster tonight. Now, A.J. Dillon wasn't as effective, but still 18 carries for 61 yards. And then also 1 catch for 6 yards at the end there. Overall, other than Sammy Watkins for receiving, we saw Aaron Jones already with those 38 yards receiving. Randall Cobb with 37 yards. They used him in the backfield, which I haven't seen in a long time. He ran an angle route on 3rd down. Roquan Smith in man coverage. Randall Cobb got the best of him there. Allen Lazard, only 2 receptions for 13 yards, but he did score a touchdown. I also predicted that Aaron Rodgers would be looking his way in the red zone. That's exactly what happened. He had a little bit of an injury scare in the beginning. We thought maybe he hurt his ankle again. He limped off, came back on. Seems everything is okay. Romeo Doubs, 2 receptions, 27 yards. Christian Watson, 3 receptions for only 9 yards. He also had a couple of those were touch passes, so it was basically a run. But other than that, I still want to see more usage out of these 2 rookie wide receivers. I expected them to go back to Watson on a shot play. They didn't do that. They did take, obviously, that shot play. I think it was on 2nd and 11 to Sammy Watkins, gaining 55 yards. So I expect more from Watson, going forward. I still expect them to use him to take the top off the defense, use him as, a deep threat as he should be. Same with Romeo Doubs. He can be a deep threat as well. But I really did like what I saw from Sammy Watkins, Randall Cobb, and even Allen Lazard, even though the numbers or production weren't that high. And then as for the offensive line, although Aaron Rodgers got sacked one more time than he did last week, they got a lot better as this game went on. Obviously, Elton Jenkins being active was huge, and I thought he played pretty well. There was a few occasions where he looked rusty, and a speed rush to the outside beat him pretty easily, but it was definitely a better scenario than having Jake Hansen out there. The Packers ended up sliding Royce Newman right into right guard. It'll be interesting to see how many pressures and sacks each of these linemen give up on PFF tomorrow, so we'll go over that obviously tomorrow. But this offensive line I thought was better. Josh Nijman gave up a sack. It was, another speed rush, but run blocking, they really dominated. I mean, this Packers offensive line dominated against the run. They were creating huge holes for the running backs, especially Aaron Jones. And I can't just give credit to the offensive line because the receivers were blocking really well too, including Christian Watson. Of course, Allen Lazard is a great blocking receiver. And then Mercedes Lewis, man, he's practically a tight end that is a swing tackle. This dude can block edge rushers, can block defensive ends. This dude is a very underrated piece of this offense from most fans around the NFL. Basically having a 6th lineman out there. This Packers run blocking today was phenomenal. Moving on to the defense, man, this defense finally showed what they're capable of. We saw flashes of it last week, and obviously Justin Jefferson and that Minnesota Vikings offense got the better of them. But other than the first drive for the Chicago Bears, which this is always the case. I know it's a different coaching staff and whatnot, but this has always been the case. It seems every time the Packers play the Bears in recent years, their first drive, their first scripted drive, looks great. They drive right down, easily score 7 against the Packers. Everyone's always worried. That was the same case today, and then they do nothing for the rest of the game, only put up another 3 points. That happens so often, and I was even saying that in my live stream pretty much like, hey, the Bears' first drive is always scripted. I guarantee, they're not going to do that every single drive, and they didn't. I mean, Justin Fields completed 7 passes for 11 attempts. 7 passes, 11 attempts, 70 yards, 1 interception there at the end to Jair Alexander. Definitely felt the interception there at that last drive, and we got that with Jair. Justin Fields completed 8 passes last week and still won the game somehow. And I was saying all week and all pregame, the Packers have to stop the Bears' run game. Now, they didn't do great doing that, but when you force Justin Fields to pass the ball to beat you, he's not going to. He, like I said, completed 7 passes for 70 yards. That's not a quarterback. That's a glorified running back that throws occasionally and hands off the ball mostly. David Montgomery did play really well. 15 carries, 122 yards. Herbert also had 38 yards, and Fields had 20 yards and also that 1 touchdown at the beginning. 180 yards on 27 carries, not ideal. The Packers' run defense was not good tonight. Their tackling was not good. I saw multiple occasions Devondre Campbell missing tackles, which we're not used to seeing. Kenny Clark didn't have a wonderful game. Jerron Reed played really well. I thought Quay Walker also played well. Safeties played a lot better than they did last week, but they're going to have to clean this up because a lot of teams are run first, like the Chicago Bears, and that almost got them back into this game. The Packers luckily had a 2-score lead most times during this game to where they kind of still had that cushion, but this is going to have to get cleaned up. These missed tackles, this soft run defense is definitely going to have to get cleaned up. The Bears' leading receiver was Equanimeous St. Brown, 2 catches for 39 yards, one of which was a 30-yard on a flea flicker where somehow Jair got easily burnt. I don't know how that happened, but I guess kudos to Equanimeous St. Brown there. Other than that, their tight end, Griffin, 18 yards, Montgomery, 14 yards. Darnell Mooney, 1 reception, -4 yards. In my pregame, I said the Packers have to shut down Darnell Mooney, and I said it's easier said than done. He's a great wide receiver, but I can't blame him. Justin Fields isn't a good quarterback. He can't get him the ball. I mean, I kind of feel bad for Darnell Mooney, but I'm glad he didn't go off here like Justin Jefferson did last week, but the Packers played a lot better pass coverage. I thought the 3 cornerbacks and the 2 safeties played excellent in pass coverage. Eric Stokes was flying around. Jair Alexander playing good outside of that 1 catch to St. Brown, getting the interception. And then Rasul Douglas had a really nice stop on a quick screen to the left side, broke through, tackle for loss. I believe that was the -4 yards on Mooney there. But these cornerbacks played great. They played aggressive just like I wanted them to, and Darnell Mooney didn't gain a single positive yard. Excellent execution there by that pass defense. Overall, just a really all-around great game by this Packers team. Definitely some miscues on the offense with those 2 fumbles, the missed handoff exchange to A.J. Dillon that really killed a drive that likely would have put the game away then and there. They were going down to score. That's some preseason stuff. Got to get that fixed. And then the other fumble, it was supposed to be a quick motion by Christian Watson. Timing was off. Ball hit him in the arm. Who knows exactly whose fault that is. Still something that you can't have happening. It is week 2, but you can't have happening. None of the turnovers by the Packers, the 1 fumble and then the other one that caused a punt, were any case of the Bears making a play. It was simply, the Packers forcing or having an issue on their own. It was a self-inflicted, issue there. The Packers' pass rush was also great. 3 total sacks. I feel like they contained Justin Fields just enough. Preston Smith, great game. 2 sacks. Rashawn Gary also 1. And then finally, the special teams I thought played really well. I mean, on kick coverage, Donald Levitt made 2 nice tackles where the Bears started within their own 20-yard line. Really nice job by the kick coverage team there. And then also punt returning. Amari Rodgers had 1 nice return. Now, he did muff one of the punts, but he got it back. Luckily, that's still an issue. Obviously, you don't want to see that happen, but there was no real big mistakes on the special teams, and that's all we can ask for right now. But like I said, super, super happy with how this game went. I expected the Packers to win by 10 plus, and that's exactly what they did. I expected a bounce back. A lot of people thought, oh, this Packers team isn't good. And again, it is just week 2, but the same thing goes for week 1. That doesn't dictate how your team's going to be. The Packers last year won 7 straight after getting beat really badly week 1. So we could definitely see that happen again. This team is talented. Yes, it is just the Bears, but this was a very convincing win, and I liked what I saw. Still want to see more in the passing game from that offense, but we saw flashes of this very, very good defense, so really excited for that. But those are my initial reactions. Of course, as the PFF grades come out tomorrow, that video will be released where we break down all those grades, so make sure to be on the lookout for that. And also, if you are new here, make sure to go down, hit that subscribe button to stay connected with my channel. Everything Packers daily, news, analysis, updates, live streams, reactions, all that sort. If it does interest you, go down, click subscribe. But that about does it for this one. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Pack Go.